we're going to mount the new fuel filter assembly right on the frame here, opposite the OEM fuel filter. There's 4 bolts that hold the original fuel filter on. You're going to remove the 2 bottom nuts. The studs are actually connected to the filter itself, so you don't have to worry about losing anything. Just take the nuts off. Alright, now there's 2 ways you can mount these hoses. You could mount them under the frame or over the frame. Either way, it's your option. These fittings right here we left loose so that you have room to move it around. Soon as the bracket will line right up. Go ahead and put your nuts back on. You can put a little Loctite on those nuts, on those studs as well, if you want, and the Loctite is supplied in our kit. Got an access hole in the bottom here. A ratcheting wrench really comes in handy. Alright, now I leave these loose until you finish up on the other side. Once you finish up on the other side, then you can come back up and make sure you tighten all these connections up here. Alright, we're going to make all of our connections to the supply line, which is the line closest to the frame coming into the fuel filter, the one with the yellow clip. But to gain access to it, we really need to take off the return line to get this out of our way. To take these these clips off, they're actually fairly simple, no tools required. You're going to lift up on the center, you're going to push in slightly, and push down on the thumb clip at the same time. To give a better look for that, if you push down and pull out, it's that simple. Now to get the other one off, I'm going to pull the center out and pull that off. Now, these go back on pretty much the same way. When you put it in, you're going to push that clip on and snap it down. Sometimes you have to give these things a little bit of, like rotate them a little bit as you're putting them on because the O-rings are all brand new, and then snap it in. Then, find a place up here, doesn't put too much kink on this, push that in, snap it in, and you put it up here out of the way. Then you can put your return line right back on. Put it on till it clips and push the lock in. And you're done. If you ever need to take the quick connects off, a lot of people complain that you don't have enough room to get your fingers in there to grab the clip down. An easy tip is release the clip. Once you do that, you can take a straight pick or any flat screwdriver or anything just to pull the clip down. You don't actually have to get your fingers in there. Now that we've got the lines connected on the other side, we need to come back over and retighten these fittings up. I left the 45-degree fittings loose in your assembly to give you room to move this around. So you need to make sure you tighten both sides of that. These don't have to be real tight. You're just doing a good hard snug on them. All right, to service the filters, first you have a fuel filter minder up here which tells you the condition of the filter. If you've been running for quite some time and you want to check and see if your filters are dirty, this filter minder works the same way as it does on your OEM air filter. When the yellow disc comes down, it's going to stay in the green service. When it finally hits red, it means it's time to service the filters. After you service the filters, simply push on the button on the top and it'll reset. But to change the filters, you're going to drain the fuel out of the fuel bowl. Then you're going to break these loose. They should be hand tight. Take them loose. You're going to get a new O-ring with your fuel filter and you're going to replace that and you're going to wash this bowl out and get this nice and clean. The fuel filters are right here and they change just like this. Take this, discard it. It's going to come with a new gasket already on it. This, just get this nice and clean. Put this back on. When you tighten this up, you do not over tighten this. Don't use any tools. When you feel the rubber hit, it's done. Tighten it back up. Now, before you start the truck up, what you're going to want to do is turn the key on. The key is going to run the pump for about 20 seconds each time you cycle it. Don't start the truck, just turn the key on. It'll run, and you want to fill these filters up completely and let them run one more cycle beyond that point to purge any air from the system before you actually start the engine up. Once you've got them full and you're purged out, go ahead and start the truck.